Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Omoti. Now today's video will be making this beautiful handkerchief top. If this is what you are interested in learning, kindly watch to the very end, and please don't forget to turn on your notification bell in case I drop a new video. Please like and share my video and subscribe for more. So let's get started. So I make use of uh, 1.5 years or 1.75 years. Are you getting me? So if you want it, you can also make use of 2 years, but I use 60 inches. That's what I use. 60. As I open it up, this 16 inches. So I'm going to fold it into two this way. When I fold it into two, I'll be left with 30 inches. I'll have 30 inches. What I have there is 60 into 2, 30. Then I'll now fold it again. And you see, then I will take it over again that way to have a square shape. So this is me from that part to the other point. I have 30 inches. Can you see? I have 30 inches at that point. So from that point, I also mark that point. I have 30 inches also. I have 30 inches, but at the other side I have 27 inches, which means both sides are not equal. Are you getting me? At this point I have 27, so I'll be making use of this 27 inches. Please, the more longer you want it, that means the more fabric. So I'm working with what I have, so I'll be working with this 27 inches. So I'll be marking 27 inches all around the four sides. So I'll be having a square shape. So I've marked it out. The next thing is to cut out the excess that I have. So I've marked it out. So this is it. This is me cutting. I've cut out the excess. So I have 27 inches on both sides. You should have a square shape. So the next thing to do now is to, so this is it. The part I'm holding is a folded part. I'm cutting both front and back together. Can you see I have two pieces there? Then the other side is the folded part also. So I'll be taking my shoulder measurement at that point. So the shoulder measurement I'm working with is 7.5 inches, which is 15 divided by 2 is 7.5. I will not be measuring that 7.5 because I want it armless. Are you getting me? So it depends on what you want. If you want it that way, you can just maintain your shoulder measurement. But as for me, I want it armless. So I'll be taking out from that 7.5. I will measure out 1.5 from it. So I'll be left with 6 inches. So that's what I'm marking at that point. I've marked my 6 inches and my 7.5, because we are still going to go back to that 7.5 point. So this is my 6 inches. So the next thing to do now is to take the armhole. So from the 6 inches point, I will measure my armhole. The armhole I'm working with is 7.5 also, but I will not be taking that 7.5, because if I measure that 7.5, my armhole will be too wide. So I will be dividing, taking the midpoint of that 7.5. Watch closely what I'm doing here. I'll take the midpoint. That's where I'm going to chalk. I'll chalk it down as you are seeing me doing in the video. So I'll chalk it down. Then I will make a little curve. I'm trying to confirm if I have the same 6 inches there. Then I'll make a little curve to that 1.5 inches that we left outside. Are you getting me? Which is our main shoulder measurement. From that point, I will make a little curve to meet that 1.5. If you don't want it armless, just maintain your, are you getting? But for this style, this is what I want. So you just curve it to that 1.5 inches as you see me doing the video. So we are through with, we are through. So the next thing to do now is to measure my neckline. I'm using 3.5 at that point. If you want it more wide, you can use 4 inches. Are you getting me? So I'm using 3.5 by 3.5, 3.5 for the width and 3.5 for the depth. And as for the back, I'll be making use of 1 inches for the depth of the back, which I'll be adding a slit. I'll be doing a slit at the back. So I'm using 1 inches at that point, while 3.5 for the depth of the front. So just watch closely, then I'll make my curve from the 3.5 to the 3.5, from the 3.5 to the 1 inch depth for the back. So we are through with our top. The next thing is to cut out. Please, you are cutting the back first. You'll be cutting the back neckline first. Can you see? You cut it first. So after cutting the back neckline, the next thing to do is you cut the front. Just raise one piece up. Can you see? Raise it up. Please be careful at this point. Can you see? Raise it up and just cut it out. So after cutting, our top is ready. The next thing to do is to start sewing. So you are going to cut this part to sew this way. So this is how it's looking. The next thing now is to start sewing. Can you see it's beautiful? Even without finishing it, it is beautiful. So the next thing now is to start sewing. So I'll be slitting the back. That's the back. I'll be slitting it. I'll go down by 5 inches. So I'll split it from that up to the 5 inches point. It's going to have a button at the back. And note, if you don't want this, you don't want it to have a button or to have a slit at the back, you can just measure the same thing you have for your front neck depth. Are you getting me? So it will be a little wide, so your head will be able to pass through it. But as for mine, I want it this way. So after opening it up, I'm going to use my bias to pipe it down, to pipe the armhole, also to pipe the neckline, to pipe the slit also. Just watch and you notch as you see me doing the video. So this will help you to know where the shoulder is starting from. Can you see? Can you see that I have my 7.5? Assuming I use the 7.5 measurement, you will see that armhole will be too wide. But can you see I still have my 7.5 inches as my armhole? So please take note of that. So I'm going to open this up now and start sewing. This is how it should look like. I've opened it up. So I will start my sewing with my bias. At that point, that slit part, this is me on the machine. I'm going to hem the down part all the way around. I'll hem it all the way around. So after hemming it round, this is what you should have. So the next thing to do now, I've cut a little strip of like 1.5, which I folded. I have it 2 inches in length, which I folded. So now I'm going to place it this way on that slit at the back. Can you see what I'm doing? So I've run my bias on it, on that button hole that I made. I've run my bias, so I'll be sewing it down this way as you see me doing in the video for the slits. So I'm through with the sewing of the slits, and I'm through with the neckline also. I'm sewing the armhole now. I've done one side, I'm doing the other side. So this is it. I don't want this video to be too long, please. So this is me. This is it. I'm sewing it down. We have come to an end of this beautiful tutorial. If you find it helpful, kindly give it a thumbs up, like and share my video, and please subscribe for more. Bye.